If you'd like Report Center usage reports for SharePoint to be available to people in SharePoint rather than them having to log into the DocAv interface, you can deploy Report Center web parts into your SharePoint farm, and then add those web parts to individual SharePoint pages. To deploy the web parts, first log into DocAv, and then navigate to the control panel. In the control panel, under Solution Manager, click Solution Manager. In the Solution Manager, first select the farm where you want to deploy the Report Center web parts. And then, below that, scroll down until you see Report Center. Select Usage Activity Web Parts, and up the top then click Deploy. We can see here that I've already got the solution deployed out to the farm. Once the solution is deployed, you can navigate to SharePoint, where you can install the web part. This one in particular is referred to as the Report Center Dashboard web part, and you can see it shows us things like checked out documents, visitors, and if we scroll down, even things like site traffic and storage trends. To create a page like this, we go up to the gear, with, of course, the appropriate permissions, and we click Add a Page. Give the page a name, and then create it. On that new page, up at the top, go to your Insert tab, and locate and click Web Parts. In Web Parts, over on the left under Categories, scroll down until you find DocAv Report Center, and the one that we're looking for is the Report Center Dashboard. There are other web parts though that are included, where you could show information about very specific things rather than a lot of different reports. If I select Report Center Dashboard and click Add, that will load it into the page, and then we save. And that's it. Now what you may notice though is that the values I'm seeing here on the page look very different than the ones we had over here on this other page, even though it is the same web part. Well, we know web parts need to be configured. So if I go back to my new page and we click Page up at the top and then Edit, we can select the Report Center Dashboard web part, go to the Web Part tab, and view the web part properties. Note this first property. Which SharePoint objects should be included in this web part? The current selection is the current site collection only. In this other web part, you'll notice we have this scopes controller here, and it's showing me 1 through 10 things. What I'm actually getting here is information about various sites and site collections, because this web part has been customized. Over here, to include more in the dashboard than just the current site collection, we click on Change Selection. If I go to Custom Scope, I can browse through my farm and determine exactly what it is that I want to include. For instance, if I want to report on all of my site collections, and then click OK. Before I click OK though, just note Enforce SharePoint permissions for security trimming means that anyone who has access to the web part will see data only for things that they have access to in SharePoint. So we'll click OK. And now we can see that there are 30 site collections included. In addition to that, you can control what reports actually show up on the dashboard. For instance, if I'm not concerned about what browsers people are using, and I'm not concerned about the content types. Down at the bottom of this properties pane, if we click OK, and then up at the top right, we save the page, we now see that we're getting different information, and I can scroll through the various scopes and view the different reports. You'll note that things like the browser report is no longer in there. Thanks for watching this short video on how to deploy the Report Center web parts into SharePoint, and on how to add those web parts to a page in SharePoint.